In this video, I'm combining my part 1 and part 2 of my Capcut editing tutorials into one video. If you want to check out both videos individually, I'll put the link in the descriptions below. And now, without further ado, please enjoy my full editing tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to edit videos simply using Capcut. I'm going to do at least 10 steps so that way you guys can figure out easily how to edit videos on your own if you want to be a YouTuber too. There are other editing apps that are out there, but Capcut is a simple and unique editing app that you could use for beginners like me. So without further ado, let's get editing. Step 1. Zooms. First, open Capcut, select a new project, and select the video you need for your zooms. Click the Add button so it can be added to the Capcut project. Press your video and drag to the part where you need to have the zoom at. Press Splice, then the keyframe button so that way you can zoom in to the moment of your video. Then, you drag on the image of where you want the keyframe to be at that exact moment when you are making a video and want to add a surprising plot twist at the end. To go back to normal, you drag the video back to its original position and turn off the keyframe. And here's an example of the zooms in this short film. It is complicated to learn, but with some practice, you too can get good at it in no time. Step 2. Fades. For doing fades, opening or closing, click on your video, click animations, and then scroll to the right and click fade in. Here's an example. You can also adjust the timing of the fades with the little arrow button below. You also have a second option if you don't want to do the animation fades. Scroll to the right and you'll see a button that says Opacity. Press the keyframe button and then go to the Opacity button, and then you can adjust the fadings manually. Here's an example. Personally, I prefer doing it manually than doing the fade in, so I could do it however I want. Capcut does have a pro subscription, but we'll get to that later in the video. Step 3. Sound effects. The sound effects are easy to add, but you have to be very careful where you put them at the right moment. As you can see, I've thrown a few punches to add the sound effects. Then I drag my video back to where the starting position was of me throwing the punches. I drag the video to a moment where I throw the punch, click on the audio button, and press sound effects. Type in the punching sound effects, and then it'll give you the multiple suggestions of which sound effect you want to use. There you're going to press the blue button with the white plus on it and adjust the sound effect to the right moment of the punch. Here is an example. And just a heads up, some of the sound effects are copyrighted, mostly like the music kind is my guess, but if there are some that are copyrighted, let me know in the comments below. But there are some good sound effects that you can use for your YouTube videos. And also, they don't have like the regular sound effects that you hear in other videos, such as the yeets, the Flintstone runs, or the wow, like you hear from like Fairy Tail and all that. They don't have those, unfortunately. But you can get started with these nice and easy, simple sound effects until you figure out how to use like the other sound effects or have your own personal editor. But for me, I edit my own videos for right now because I don't know how far I'll get from right here. Step 4. Music. Now just to let you guys know, the music in Capcut is copyrighted music, and if you use it for one of your YouTube videos, you're going to get either a claim or strike. Strikes are worse than a claim. I had a friend of mine who got a copyright strike before, and it went away like a few months later, he told me, but I'll get on the subject to that in another video. To add music to video, press the sound button and it'll open you up to a list of songs that you can use for your video. Press on the song you want to use and then click the blue button to add it to your video. You can also drag the song to the position of the video you want it to be at. The music I use in my videos, I use the YouTube audio library like the one you're hearing right now. It's copyright free and there's a ton of music choices you can use for your background music. There's also third-party music which is copyright free, such as Epidemic Sound and Artlist.io. But I still use YouTube audio library to be on the safe side for right now. Step 5. Slow motion. Using a slow motion editing is pretty common in a YouTube video, especially during a movie when there's a dramatic sequence or a fight scene that's going on. Here's a video of me laying down in my bed with normal speed. Press the speed button, then press normal for manual adjustments, or press the curve button for any options you want to do for editing the slow motions of your videos. For manual adjustments, click normal and adjust your speed with the blue circle on the bottom. Here's an example of the slow motion. Step 6. Reverse. Using the reverse is not as hard as it sounds. First, do a normal recording. Here's an example of me throwing my Savi lightsaber on my bed, then backing up after. Go back to the beginning of your video, press on it, then scroll all the way at the end until you see a button that says reverse. Press the reverse button, then wait for it to reverse your video. When the video has been reversed, you'll see a green check mark. Here's an example of me grabbing my lightsaber like I'm using the Force. Step 7. Text. Texts are a common thing to use when you're editing a video. A lot of YouTubers use it for mostly their YouTube shorts or for their main video. First, make a recording of yourself and the words you're going to say in your video. Hi. Bye. Greetings. Next, adjust your video to the point of where you were going to speak. Click on the text button and type in add text to type in the words you've already spoken, and put it in any position you want it to be at in your video. You can also use different types of fonts and styles. You can make your text stand out even more. And some effects to make your text brighter. And different animations to make them more fun. Repeat the same steps when you use different words in your video. Here are some examples. Hi. Bye. Greetings. When you are adding to your text, don't put up one word at a time. It'll be hard for the viewer to catch up. Use 4 or 5 words in your sentence so your audience can read the text easily and catch up on what's going on. Step 8. Cuts. Cuts are used in videos to make your content more appealing to your audience. And if you mess up in the middle of your videos, you can always cut out the bloopers. First, I recorded myself standing at one spot and moving to another. After you're done moving around, adjust your video to the part where you moved and press split and cut it out. Here is an example. Step 9. Mirroring. Whenever you're making a video with your phone and put it in front of you, everything will be in the opposite direction, such as words, pictures, everything. Here is a photo of me wearing my Star Wars hat, and as you can see, the words are backwards. Press on the image box, then scroll over to where it says transform, and then click on it and press the mirror button. Step 10. Reducing noise. Whenever you're making a video and there's noise in the background, such as your air conditioning running, or whenever you're outside and you hear cars honking or the wind blowing into your microphone, it disrupts what you are saying whenever that kind of noise gets into your audio. Here's an example of the noise in the background. To reduce the noise in your background, you press on your video, then you scroll all the way at the end until you see a button that says reducing noise. Press the reducing noise button, then press the circle next to the right. And now you can hear my voice and less noise in the background. Step 11. Censoring. Censoring happens from time to time when you're making a video, like when you're blurring a license plate and address on a building. So here's some easy steps to follow when you're censoring something in your video. First, make a recording of yourself holding something. Here is me holding a Uno reverse card and moving it around. Next, click add, then overlay, and add overlay to add a second video to put underneath. Next, slide over to the effects and click the button, then type in blur and click on the blur button and then adjust to 100. Make sure you press on your second overlay on the bottom. Then, slide over to mask and click on the rectangle button and adjust the size of the rectangle. Adjust the video frame by frame so you can move the rectangle slowly so it can follow the card. You can also use the X and Y axis to adjust the length of the rectangle. When you finish adjusting the rectangle to the right size, you can move it around as you move the card. Here's the video of me holding the blurred Uno card. When you're also censoring things, you could also censor out when someone is accidentally cursing, like dropping the F-bomb for example. Here are a couple steps you could do when someone is cursing in your video. When you are recording, make sure you listen to who is cursing in the background or front of the camera. These are called beeps. Adjust the video to the moment where you're about to curse. Press split and then move it over again to where you're about to finish cursing, then press split again. Adjust the video frame rate, then press on the video you have splitted. Then slide over to the volume, then turn it all the way down to 0. Next, press audio, then sound effects, then type in beeps so you can add it to the moment where you're about to curse. Click on the blue button, then adjust the sound effect to the split part of the video. Here's the example of the bleeping. These are called Step 12. Templates. Templates are used in many different ways, whether there is a funny or awkward moment, for example, or you're adding a green screen effect to your video, whether it's someone dancing, or using a movie clip for a funny moment like I mentioned earlier. When you're gonna add a template to your video, slide all the way over to the button that says templates and then click on it. You have multiple options for the templates you can use. And just a heads up, there are some templates that have copyrighted music in it. There is an option to edit out the tune or the lyrics of the music, but you need a pro subscription to use it, and since I don't have one, I'll have to show you guys in another video. You can use memes, intro and outro, and more templates suggested you can add. Click on the template button you want and press the add button to add to your video. Here is the template I used to add to my video as an example. You can also create your own template and post it to the Capcut app, but you also need a pro subscription for that. Step 13. Adjustments. Adjustments are used when you're tuning the brightness of your video. Click on your video, then slide all the way to the button that says Adjust. You have multiple options to adjust the brightness of your video. As you can see, I'm randomly adjusting the brightness of my ramen bowl I made. You can also adjust the coloring of the video or photo you have. Step 14. Overlay. Overlaying happens when you're mentioning a character or a franchise brand. And overlaying is pretty easy to use with a couple clicks of a button. Before you start your overlay, point to where you're going to put your picture. Here is a picture of me dressed like a Jedi Knight. Move your frame to where you pointed and before you say something. Then, press overlay and add your photo and place it next to your spot. Press add and drag your photo to your position. You can also adjust the overlaid photo to a longer time rate. Here is an example of me saying I'm a Jedi while my photo is popping up. Here is a picture of me dressed like a Jedi Knight. Step 15. Stickers. YouTubers use stickers a lot in their videos, either to tell you to subscribe or post something funny. First, make a video of yourself pointing to where you're gonna put your sticker at. Subscribe to Captain Zach. Next, adjust your video to where you pointed and scroll all the way to the right and you'll see a button that says stickers. Click on the stickers button and type in what sticker you need to add to your video. You'll have multiple options to use as many stickers as you want. Adjust the sticker to where you have pointed. Here is an example. Subscribe to Captain Zach. You can also use animations to make your stickers look more fun by clicking the 3 circles in the upper right. You have multiple options to choose from spring, bounce, and so on. Step 16. Background. You often see people behind backgrounds when you're scrolling through reels on social media. Here are a couple of easy steps to use when you want to put yourself in a background. First, scroll all the way at the end, press background, and then click on image and you'll have multiple options of what background you want to choose. Click on the background and then move the image of yourself out of the way so you can see it's up there. Then you click on your image and you scroll all the way to where it says remove background. Click on the remove background button and then it'll automatically remove the background from where you were at. This also works when you want to use your own personal photos and videos too. First, add a photo of yourself to your video. Next, you click on the overlay button. Press add overlay to your video. Next, drag your overlaid video to a corner, then scroll all the way over to remove background and click audio remove. Here is an example. Step 17. Body effects. Using a body effect is also common when you're making a YouTube video. Whether it's a duplicate of yourself or using a funny facial feature, there's a lot of ways to use this effect for your video. First, make a recording of yourself at an open position and make a position of what you are doing. Click Effects and Body Effects and it'll give you multiple options to choose from. I chose this power-up effect because it almost makes it look like I'm going Super Saiyan. Here's an example of the body effect. Step 18. Pauses. Pauses are used whenever there's a slight change of plans while you're recording your video. Here is a short video of a friend of mine at the beach throwing his football. First, click on your video and adjust it to the moment where he's going to throw the football. Press Split and scroll all the way over to the end and press the freeze button. Here is an example of the pausing. Step 19. Voice recording. Voice recording is pretty common when you're making a YouTube video, mostly for narration, just like what you're hearing in this video right now. Click Audio and scroll over to record and start recording your voice. Press the blue button when you're done recording. Here is a test of my voice being recorded. Step 20. Voice changes. Make a recording of yourself saying something, then click on your video and scroll all the way over and click on Audio Effects. You have multiple options to choose from. Once you've found the effect you need, click on it and test it out. Voice change audio test 1, 2, 3. And those are all the other 10 basic steps to use when you're editing a video with Capcut. I hope you guys learned a lot from this tutorial. If there's more editing steps you want me to go over, let me know in the comments below. And let me know which editing step you like the most. And don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.